Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining our systematic community walkthrough. Today on our webcast, we are going to be going through the new systematic community that launched this Monday. We'll be covering some details about what you can expect from the new community, some of the new features and programs, and anything else that you need to know about the new community to go ahead and get started. So if we can move to the next slide, I'll just go over today's agenda. So the first thing we'll be covering is who is the systematic community team. Then we'll jump into what is the systematic community and what you can expect there, why we decided to update the community, what's new on the community, and we'll go through a little demo and you can see the live site. And then we'll be taking any questions that you have as well. So if we start off with Meet the Team, I'll start off by introducing myself. My name is Melanie Giuliani. I am the Senior Community Programs Manager for the community team. I run all the programmatic stuff and the strategy for the community. And I was brought on in September to oversee the launch of this new community. So I am really excited that we finally launched and to show you guys what we've come up with and all of the great work that the team has done over the last few months. Mary, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Hey everyone, it's Mary. I am a community manager here with Systematic. I've been working at Workato and with this community for a little over 3 years. So it's been really rewarding seeing how the community has grown and evolved over the time. And I am really excited to showcase what has been going on and some of the new features.
Thanks, Mary. And lastly, we have Megan Legaspi. She is not on today, but you have seen her popping up. She's around the Workato Pros community. She does a lot of event recaps and announcements and really great content in there. If you would like to meet Megan and the rest of the team, we do have a Meet the Team event coming up this week as well. So be sure to join that and you can meet the Automation Institute team as well and learn a little bit more about what's coming on the community and the Automation Institute in the next year or so. So jumping right in, what is the systematic community? We're going to start off by showing you a little video that we created that'll just go over some of the highlights of the community itself. Ah, love that. I love all the people smiling at the end. It really gets me hyped up.
I know. Awesome.
Okay.
I'm going to take everyone through the distinctions between the different communities we have here. So to start, we have the systematic community. And so this is the overarching community that includes both Workato Pros and Systematic Plus. This is an open community we just launched on Monday. So in this systematic community, you can find the Welcome Lounge, the different events that we have going on, our business systems job board, and all of our news and announcements. So this is definitely the place and the hub to go to warm you up to our other two communities. So our Workato Pros community, now this one is open to the public. This is the place to discuss and share any thoughts and questions around Workato and how to use it. So this also includes the Automation Institute and later to come, the Embed community. And then the Systematic Plus community, this one was formerly known as Systematic. It is still invite only and exclusive to those in BT professions. So it is vendor neutral and there are no sales pitches or salespeople. This is really focused on the career journey of BT folks. And some of the exclusive features include our vendor evaluation hub and some of our gated community resources.
And just a plug for Systematic Plus, if you are a BT professional and you'd like to get involved, you can head to the community and there is a form you can fill out where you can request access, and we'll take a look. And if you are eligible, we'll approve and you can get into that private space.
Thanks for that reminder, Melanie. And here are some of the benefits to joining the community. Some of the three main ones are connect, learn, and grow. So, one of the huge benefits of joining a community like Systematic is that you're going to be immediately plugged in to 8,000 plus BT professionals. So you can really hone in on developing those relationships with other experts in the automation industry and really grow your network. You can also really grow as a professional yourself. You can establish yourself as a thought leader, an expert in the space, and also get recognized with some of our new badging and ranking. And of course, I think the crux of community is that learning aspect. So you can get tapped into thousands of legacy discussions that have passed on from our previous communities. You can get your questions answered, plug into our quick tips, and really get plugged into one of the largest BT communities. And some of the features that are really going to support these benefits that are new to some of our systematic folks. We have exciting ranking and badges that you can share on your profile. We also have our business systems job board. We have amazing different events that are catered around the discussions and questions that really matter to you. In Systematic Plus, we have that exclusive vendor evaluation hub where you can ask questions to other BT experts based on their experience. And now, I think, one of the best features of this community is that you can search for any of the questions and content now, and that wasn't available before. And you're going to get plugged into some of the latest Workato news, any updates on the products and announcements like that.
Awesome. Thanks, Mary. So yeah, really cool stuff. And we will show you a little bit of that later on when we do the demo. But I wanted to get a little bit into why we decided to update the community. So before we had moved to this new platform that launched on Monday, the entire community existed on a platform called Mobilize. It was actually private, it was restricted. What is now the Workato Pros section used to be Automation Pros, and it was only open to people who had gotten the Automation Pro certificate. It was more limited, and the platform itself was more limited in the features that were available. We saw this community growing at a rapid rate, and because of that, we really needed to switch to a new technology that would allow us to keep up with that growth and allow people to engage in new ways and make things much easier. So we decided to move to this new platform, Khoros. It's formerly known as Lithium, and it's one of the largest utilized community platforms in the technology industry and across online communities in general. And so some of the benefits that we got from moving was number one, having everything in one place. So as opposed to having two separate communities that existed on their own, we've moved everything under one roof. So as we showed before with that little graph showing the umbrella between this main systematic community and then Workato Pros and Systematic, everything is hosted in one place. It's now entirely known as the Systematic community. And then you can navigate to each of the individual communities that exist, Workato Pros or Systematic Plus. And then there's also that joint welcome lounge that kind of overlaps everything. This is just to create a more cohesive experience, allow you to easily navigate between each community if you are a member of both, or between the main community and the Workato section if you're just interested in that. And just create a more vibrant and cohesive experience where you can find information more easily. you'll see here, this is a little screenshot, and we'll show you a little bit later, but you can easily go to each space, and each space has its own branding, its own color scheme. So it's really obvious where you're at, but it's created a more joint experience and cohesive experience for you. Updated features and capabilities. So we talked about this a little bit before. There are new features such as gamification. There's an updated Q&A module that allows you to select the best solution, and it highlights it. So it makes it really easy for you to find the most relevant information when you click on a thread. The search is great. And we also have some other features like the ability to segment out communities. So you'll see when I go through the demo in a little bit that we actually have sub-communities for each of the spaces that kind of segment things out to a little bit more of a granular level to make things easier to find and make it easier for you to engage with the relevant content you're looking for. And then finally, searchable on Google. I think this makes all the difference. We wanted to make the Workato Pros section of the community accessible to all. So if anyone is looking for information around automation or Workato specifically, they can find the community just by typing in any Google search term that would lead you to a thread here. So it's just a way to get more people engaged, make information on Workato more accessible, and just really create a more easy to find experience for the community itself. Now, I do want to add the caveat that Systematic Plus is still going to be private. So that is not going to be searchable on Google. It's going to be locked down. And you'll see if you aren't a member of the Systematic Plus community or you're not logged in, you'll actually be brought to a page that shows you a message saying you need to be a member to access that information. So when we say searchable on Google, we specifically mean the Workato Pros section and the Welcome Lounge. So just that public side of the community itself. Okay, so now I think we're going to launch into a demo. Let me share my screen. So if we head to the homepage, this is what you'll see once you've logged in. If you haven't yet logged in, the option to log in or register is going to be right over here. And instead of seeing a profile picture, you'll just see a little person icon that you can click on and then either enter in your credentials or register for an account. Registering for an account is super easy. We ask for very minimal information, and it's only accessible by Khoros and this actual community platform. So your information is not being shared across systems. Once you come to the homepage, this is what you'll see. So as I mentioned before, we've got a very easy to access navigation to each of the different sections of the community, including the Automation Institute. And you can click on any of these to be brought to those separate sections. That navigation is also available from the top level here. And you'll see underneath each of the specific areas, you'll see all of the sub communities and discussion boards that are available underneath each. Okay, so if you continue down the homepage, once you're logged in, you'll see your stats, your latest notifications, and the ability to search anywhere in the community that you have access to. So if you're looking for something specific within the community and you type in search here, you can see that it'll start actually bringing up relevant content as soon as you type. And you can scroll through this list and just see everything that's relevant, the first most relevant results based on your search term. So this is really easy because you don't have to go to a search page and continue scrolling. It literally pops up right here for you on the homepage, and you can scroll through any relevant content that pops up here. As you continue scrolling down, you'll see that we have an activity feed, and this will show you all the latest activity happening in the community, including any community that you have access to. So if you're just a Workato Pros member, you'll see strictly Workato Pros information. If you've joined both communities, you'll see all of that aggregated here on the homepage. We've got announcements here to the right that'll show you all the latest stuff happening in the community. And then we have a getting started widget here as well that'll help you just to get started with the community and go over some of the key features. We've got a community quick tip series that'll show you how to get started with things like setting up your email or completing your profile, things along those lines. And then we have our introduce yourself thread. This is something that we started in the welcome lounge as a way to allow users to be able to network with one another more easily. So if you're interested in getting to know your other community members and you want to introduce yourself, you can click on this link here and just share a little bit about yourself to introduce yourself to the community. Scrolling back up, I don't want to miss, there are two places where you can click to start a conversation on the homepage itself, here, and then at the top underneath the search bar. If you want to ask a question or start a discussion, this is where you can do it. You'll also see that button available on each of the individual discussion boards as well. So if you have a specific place you're looking to place it, you can do them there as well. Okay, so as you continue to scroll down, you'll see the top solution author. So solutions are what we refer to as the answers to questions. So if you have answered a question and then the author of that question has come in and actually indicated that the answer you provided was the correct answer, it's known as a solution. And I'll show you what that looks like in a little bit. But as more answers are marked as correct and more solutions are identified, this leaderboard will update and show our most helpful users as far as sharing content. So if you're looking to identify yourself as an expert in the automation field, providing answers to questions is a really good way to do it. And you'll even be highlighted here on the homepage. We're also working on some expanded gamification later on that'll really highlight our users that are most engaged at helping others. Scrolling down, you'll also see another leaderboard for our top kudos authors. So kudos are likes. So if people have liked your content and you have some popular content out there, you'll see yourself popping up here. And once again, this will update. So you can kind of see how you measure up against all of the other users that are creating content on the community. Continuing to scroll down, I just want to highlight our blog. So all of the latest information from our blog will be available here at the bottom of the page. And this is our news and announcements blog. So this will be relevant information about Workato and about the community itself. So you'll see so far we've got our welcome message to the community itself, our 2022 State of BT report, and our Systematic Fest, which is our launch program that we're doing to make sure that you are all clued up on the community and engaged and having fun in the first week of our launch. So that is our homepage. So as I said, you could use any of these boxes here to navigate across the different areas of the community. So we can start with the welcome lounge. When you head to a section of the community, the first thing you'll see is a banner with a little bit of a description on what is there, and then all of the sub communities that exist underneath that place. Anything that's within the welcome lounge or the main community is going to have this rainbow motif, and I'll show you how it differs for the other areas as well a little bit later on. So you'll see under here, we've got news and announcements. That's the blog that I just plugged that shows up on the homepage. We've got our events section, and this will show you all of the events that are going to be taking place. So this will be Workato specific events, career-based events, and community events all in one place. And so you'll be able to see all of that, those great upcoming events here. If you are interested in any specific event, I'll plug the Meet the Team tomorrow. You can RSVP here, but also please be sure to add it to your calendar. And this will export it to your calendar so that you can block that time off and remember to attend the day of. Heading back to the welcome lounge, some other spaces you can check out are our business systems job board. This is a really cool new feature that we launched with the new community. So if you are looking to hire someone within business technology or automation, or you're looking for a job yourself, this is a great place to go. Anyone can post any job offers here or post that they're looking for a job, and you can kind of just scroll through, see if anything is relevant, leave a comment. You'll see that there's been some engagement on some of these posts already. So a really cool way to kind of connect with others and grow your career using the community. And then the final space I want to plug is our community chat community. So this is a place for all things community. So tips on how to get started, community specific events, any contests or special days that we're holding will be promoted here. We're doing like an AMA next week about the community itself. That'll be promoted here. We're doing a community member appreciation day. that type of stuff will take place here as well. So anything just about the community and community programming. So as we launch new programs and new contests and new events and things along those lines, you can find all of that here. The one thing I also want to call out here is the introduce yourself thread that I mentioned. You'll see we've got tons of views on this already. So if you'd like to introduce yourself, here's the place to do it. Okay, so that is the welcome lounge. Heading over to Workato Pro. So you'll see here the branding is very different. Everything is got that blue and teal motif. So it's going to be really obvious where you are in the community. Same thing, if you scroll down, you'll see all of our available sub-communities. So we've got our Workato Pros discussion board. This is where you can talk about all things Workato, any issues you're having with the product, best practices, how to scale, things along those lines. You can find other users' use cases here, really great content available, and I highly recommend you go check it out. And this is also, everything here is all of the stuff that is searchable on Google as well. We've got a specific board for the Automation Institute. So this is to talk about certifications, training, and learning more and getting started with the product. We've got our embedded discussion. So this is about the embedded Workato product specifically. So if you or your company is utilizing the embedded version of Workato, this is where you can go to get specific information about that version of the product and connect with other users that are using that version of the product and ask any specific questions there. And then we've got our FAQs, which will just share FAQs about the Workato product and automation, so you can easily access it. So all of these are just discussion boards. You can post in them to ask questions or discussions. You can do so by heading to each individual board or clicking on start a conversation here. As you scroll down, we've got a getting started section specifically for this side of the community. So relevant stuff to Workato Pros. And then this will show activity for all of the boards that live under the Workato Pros section. Okay. The final area is Systematic Plus. I don't want to show that. So I think what I'm going to do is stop sharing here and open up an incognito window just so that I can kind of show you guys what it looks like. Okay. So if we head to Systematic Plus here and we're not logged in, this is what you'll see. So once again, it's got its own branding. This has got the yellow and red vibe going here. So if you're in Systematic Plus, you'll always see this color scheme. And then this is what you'll see if you aren't a member. So it is just a message letting you know that this is a private community. You can click here to learn more about the community and also submit an application if you would like to join. So if you are interested in being a member of the Systematic Plus community and you are a BT professional, head to this page here and then you can click request to join at the top right, and that'll take you to our application that our team will then review and see whether we can approve you so you can get access. But really great information available here. I highly recommend you joining if you're at all interested in growing your career in automation and connecting with others. Okay, let us jump back into the other games ranks. Ranks are fed by points and badges are rewarded for key actions within the community. So first thing to mention about your profile, you can get to it by clicking on your profile picture in the top right hand navigation. Over here, you'll also see notifications and then any private messages that you've gotten from other members of the community. So when you head here, the first thing you'll see is these badges over here on the right-hand side. So these are what I was saying are awarded for specific actions within the community. So for instance, this one with the camera, this is rewarded to you when you upload a profile picture. And we've got a whole collection of badges that you can earn. You can click on view all badges to see the full collection there. And they'll be growing over time. We'll be adding them as well. One thing we are doing is we're adding a founding member badge for all of the members that were part of the Systematic community before we launched, and we will be opening some up for new members that register as well during this launch period. Okay, and then continuing to go down, so I'll highlight here, actually, let me go into someone else's profile because they'll have a rank. So I don't have a rank because I'm a community manager, but everyone else is moved along our ranking system. And those are fed from points that are awarded for actions like creating a thread or kudoing something, or any action that you take in the community gives you points, and those points then feed up into a ranking system. So because Ricado uses recipes, we decided to go with a kitchen theme for our ranks. So you start off as a sous chef, and then you work your way all the way up to a celebrity chef. And as you complete more actions, you'll rank up. You can see your rank on your profile and then anywhere you post in the community, because it shows up here right next to your name. If you hover over it, it'll tell you what your rank is. And then on all of our leaderboards and our posts and everywhere else, you can see the ranks of other users as well. So you can kind of see how you measure up against these other users and what their ranks are as well. So just a fun way to get involved. The higher you rank up, the more of an expert you can establish yourself as in the community. And we have seen active members of the community help to grow their career and get job offers and move up in the automation world. So just another way to kind of expand your brand and show that you're an expert in the field. Okay. If you would like to message another member, you can do so by heading to their profile and clicking send a message here. That's just a way to chat privately behind the scenes and send each other private messages. And that's pretty much it for profile. When you navigate to your profile, you will see all of your notifications available there as well. And then the only other thing that I would like to show really quickly is just my subscriptions. So communities are very active. There's a lot happening here, and it can be hard to stay up to date on everything that's going on. So we recommend on the community team that you start subscribing to things in order to get updates. Let me show you first how to subscribe. So if you head to a specific board that you're interested in, so we'll pick on Mercado Pros here and click on options on the right-hand side, you'll see this option, subscribe. What that'll do is it'll add you to your subscriptions, and then you can then go and customize how you'd like to be notified about that subscription specifically. So if you click on my subscriptions at the top right and then click on notification settings, you can then control what you are notified about. I recommend scrolling down here and saying how often you'd like to receive notifications. My recommendation is to do either a daily or weekly digest for the things that you subscribe to. If you do the default, which is immediately, you'll get notified for every single thread, comment, all of that kind of stuff. It can get overwhelming quickly. So my recommendation is to get that digest, whether you'd like to receive it every day or once a week, and then all of your subscriptions. So if you've subscribed to several different boards, will all be rolled up into one specific email that you'll receive with all of those notifications in one, as opposed to you getting several. There are other options. So like posts that I'm mentioned in, those you might want to leave on immediately, because if someone's specifically mentioning you, whether they're responding to a question you've asked or something along those lines, it's good to just know that right away. But just for general subscriptions, I would recommend either daily or weekly. And that'll be important just to making sure you're staying up to date on everything that's happening, that you're not missing out on the important stuff happening here. I know a lot of our old members from the Mobilize community had email turned on automatically. So just wanted to highlight that specifically, just to make sure that you're not missing out. Okay. So I think that that is it for the demo part of things. If you have any questions about the community, about how to navigate once you start getting in there and exploring, you can reach out to the team via email by community@workado.com, or reach out to myself or Mary, one-on-one, and we're happy to answer as well. Okay, so if we head back into the presentation. We will pause for questions for a second. And while we do that, let's go to the next slide and we'll just talk a little bit about Systematic Fest. So Systematic Fest is what we're doing to promote the launch of the community. We wanted to make it fun and engaging. So we thought of the idea of having like a sort of a festival with a whole bunch of content, events, and other fun programming available for you guys. So starting on Monday, so we're on day 2 now, going all the way to February 17th, we have something happening on the community every single day. And this poster can show you everything that is available. This can also be found on the site itself under our news and announcements blog. But just really fun stuff happening, so don't miss out. One thing I do want to highlight is we're doing 2 giveaways as part of Systematic Fest. One is specifically for those who have registered. So that one is based on registering and introducing yourself in that introduce yourself thread. For users who do that, we are giving away 3 $25 gift cards randomly to everyone that's registered and introduced themselves. And then we're also doing a certification drive. So that is available for anyone that registers for the community and completes a certification before the 16th. And for that one, we're giving one $100 Amazon gift card and then a bunch of fun other smaller prizes to other users who have completed that as well. So if you're interested, feel free to go ahead and check out the Systematic Fest post. There's more information on the giveaways there, and yeah, hope to see you out there. Okay, and that is it for today. So thank you again for joining. Once again, any questions, feel free to email us. You can also head to the community chat community, and that's a good space to learn more about the community and ask other users about quick tips and stuff along those lines. Yeah, and just hoping to see you out there and at Systematic Fest for the next week or so. Mary, anything else you wanted to add before we close?
If you have any questions about the community or how to get plugged in or how to start your first discussion posts, I'm always open for a quick coffee chat. Feel free to ask for time on my calendar. I'd be happy to meet with you, get to know you, and get you familiar with our different communities.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mary. And thank you to everyone for joining, and we'll see you out in the community.